ain't gonna be long because I got a lot of stuff I need to finish doing. Then we got Bible study at 7, bada bing, bada boom. But did y'all see the news today? If y'all check the Google Trends today, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm actually proud of the whole entire world. I find myself being proud of being a citizen of the globe because the number one trending thing that's been trending all day is that girl getting beat up at the Olympics and how everybody's upset about it. And everybody should be upset about the young lady getting mollywopped at the Olympics. I mean, they really should be. I want you to know, I think it's awesome that that's the top trending thing out here in these streets. It really is. The number one trend is what happened to her. Jake Paul came out. Jake Paul was like, "Hey, you can come fight in my boxing league where you can fight women." Um, I mean, every search is the girl's name. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. That's where we at. Money Mayweather in the building. What's happening? I think it's absolutely amazing. As a person who like watches the trends that are in the news on a daily basis and gathers data from what's trending because that's the only way you can see where the population is moving. Then for this morning to see that the very first article, somebody clearly saw that was trending. And this very first article this morning was from the Indian Times as it pertains to the boxing. And it was just like a distraction article. And I'm sitting there saying, damn, that's messed up. I know this is trending, but this is what's associated with the trend. So all the traffic is being directed to this one article. And then to come back and see it, 100,000, 200,000, a million searches, meaning that people really don't like the fact that that happened to her is awesome. I mean, it really is awesome. That people don't care for what happened to that young lady. It wasn't cool. Shouldn't be happening. And I think Jake Paul should actually have invited the guy to the fight. The person that person should have came to fight Jake, and Jake should have beat the brakes off of him. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and gave him the biggest payday on the planet. Had, Floyd Mayweather, everybody put up money, make it to where, man, if you don't take this paycheck, you're a coward. But we're going to make it to where you get $10 million and just bring him in there, just brutalize him, just beat him for wanting to compete with women. That's what needs to happen. Make him fight a real fighter, like a Canelo. Yeah, because he's a professional boxer. Let him fight Canelo. Or maybe Floyd come out of retirement and just brutalize him. I mean, just pop, 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 pop. Knock him out, keep him on his feet, hold him up, wake him up, knock him out again. That's really what needs to happen. And I think that would be freaking awesome. Absolutely freaking awesome. The Kamala thing is still doing what it do. If you go and you search, you'll see all over Facebook, all over Twitter, all over Instagram, anybody rocking with old Kamala. Joe ain't doing nothing, so let's establish that. Joe ain't doing a damn thing. The forces behind Joe is trying to start World War III, and frankly, they need World War III. We don't need it, but they need it. Because they got to cover up all the dirt they did. They got to cover up all these. And everything that's happened from people that got these. All the increase in cancer, all the increase in especially pancreatic cancer and intestinal cancer, brain cancer. I mean, imagine for a second, guys, the people who were vehemently opposed to those of us who didn't go, if they actually realized that it was an attempt to kill them. And that many of them that got is possibly dying. Could you imagine that same vehement, vicious attitude that they had towards everybody else years ago, turning towards the people who actually did them and their family damage? That's why they got to push towards a war. Because if if those people are allowed to come into the knowledge and understanding of what was done to them, oh no, them people gonna march out in the streets and go crazy. If that portion of the population is, because that's the one that's real vocal and la 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 la, you know, they're real opinionated and got to go out and fuss and argue. If they actually had something to fuss and argue about, then the globalists will have a problem. I mean, they have a huge problem. I'm doing a video tomorrow that's going to really touch on this political season and why, if you understand the globalist agenda, then you understand why you got to vote for Donald Trump. Screw all the other stuff about what people feel. You don't have no choice, because in their own words they say, well, if he's reelected, then it's going to destroy the global agenda, which that's where all your problems are coming from. I mean, literally, that's where all your issues come from. Gas inflation, them. Food prices, them. Gas prices, them. The BOP, them. I mean, everything came from them. And they are in fear, which is how you know they're going to try and bust my guy across the head again. They are afraid. And probably should be, honestly. Took a shot and you missed. You probably really should be worried. But you got to hear them say it for themselves to really understand it. I'm going to let you hear it tomorrow. You got to hear them say it. And you hear what they got to say, you're like, damn, this is why all this stuff going on. The video dropping at 7 goes into some of the things that they want to do with the ocean. Under the guise of needing to monitor the climate. But it ain't got nothing to do with no damn climate. And monitoring the amount of water. Watch this. There's desalination plants that you can build where you can take salt water, distill it, turn salt water to fresh water. You and I can build a desalination plant at any point in time. I mean, it's really not that hard to do. But there's plants that do it, like real machines that'll do it. And so for them to ever say that there's some kind of water crisis is completely and totally absurd. Because you can go to the ocean and desalinate ocean water, and you can sell the salt that came out of the ocean water. That's what sea salt is. But pretty soon you'll see them coming out saying, hey, you know, we need to monetize water, and we need to charge for water. Can y'all hit the like button, please? And you'll hear them saying it. You'll hear them saying it in a few minutes. Like there's not enough water on the planet. They just discovered the ocean inside of the earth. They call it Ocean X, which is, we're not even going to get into that. But the point I'm making is there's ample water on this planet for everybody. Water on this planet is not a problem whatsoever. But they're going to make it and be a problem. They're going to definitely make it to be a problem because they're wicked, man. They're wicked and they're wild folks. Somebody said, get on the walk in the water and the fruit. I'm definitely on my water for sure. I'm not on my fruit, but I'm on salads, chicken salads, pretty much all day long. I ain't on my walking like I need to be, but I will be very, very soon. I still been hitting the gym, but nowhere near like I was 8 months ago. 8 months ago was some savage stuff that was going on. I'm going through a phase where there's a lot of business that need to be taken care of, but it's kingdom business, and I gotta find a way to mold around that because I'm on demand when it comes to dealing with that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, when you're on demand for dealing with those things, you got to stop what you're doing and deal with it. But nonetheless, I'm with you. I'm on board with you, homie. Back to the water. I'm only going to be on here for about 15 minutes because I got to go back and finish doing some more videos. Back to the water. So these people act like there's not enough water for the whole planet, which is insane. but they want to control the water. And they act like salt water can be turned into purified fresh water. I mean, it's pure and utter insanity. And because nobody really hears what they say, because they talk amongst themselves, they kind of get away with stuff. But even now, I'm starting to see a change in that. A lot more people being aware of what they're saying and what they're doing, which is a phenomenal thing, because people truly need to be aware of what these wicked people are saying and doing. And more importantly, need to be aware of the fact that they are on their heels. They really are. They are on their heels. And so, yeah, I anticipate them trying to start a war. Right now, there's talks about Israel and Iran going to war, Israel and Persia going to war. So I can anticipate them trying to do everything they can to kick off World War III, because they know by January it's on and popping. With the full support and weight of a lot of the American people, it's on and popping for everything to be turned on them. So, you know what I'm saying? They're going to try everything. I mean, everything. I talked about them trying to do some riots. They had the little riot at the Capitol where they pulled down the flag. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about wilding out stuff. I'm talking about people going trying to turn off the power grid, that type of stuff. And if God willing, which I think he is, none of it's gonna work. Not an ounce of what they're doing gonna work. Not an ounce. And you know what I was talking about, the Olympics, and how earlier they had the Olympic ceremony, they pulled out their satanic cards and started playing all their Satan cards. And I don't know if you guys notice, but every time they make a move, more and more people are waking up. You know what I'm saying? Every time they make a move, more and more people are waking up. I mean, each and every time. So the Olympics last week, they did it. They made a move, pissed everybody off. Going into the Olympics, you have the girl, the surfer with the skateboard that said Jesus, and they didn't want him to participate. They had the girl who was deaf, who signed language, Jesus Christ is King and Lord of Lords. They tried to come at her neck. Then, wham, they do the boxing. Everybody back on their neck again. And they've never seen this type of opposition, because everything has been like stealth so far. And so it's like this tacit agreement with what they're doing. Well, they don't have that tacit agreement anymore. It's no longer stealth, because they had to rear their heads up and say, "Rah, we're here to take your children. Rah, we're here to do this." Ah. People are like, yo, you see homie over there talking about doing this. Yo, y'all see what I'm saying? Everybody like, yeah, these people crazy. And now we're not having none of that. And now they're afraid, because it's way more us than it is of them. That's why they need all this technology. That's why you need to track everything, because the only way you can control 7 billion people when you about 1,000 people, it's 1,000 versus 7 billion. You don't win that in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? No, in no way, shape, or form do you win that kind of conflict where you have to deal with 7 billion. Let's just say it was 1 billion of them and 6 billion of us. They don't win. And it's nowhere near that number of them. Maybe it's 100,000. I would say it's 1,000 of them total, with another 100,000 or 200,000 that are tapped in because they think they're going to be wealthy and powerful and elites and gods and all the rest of this foolishness. Well, let's just say 101,000. That they don't stand a chance once humanity wakes up, and that's what's happening. But it's a dangerous time, because as humanity wakes up and they come to the realization that humanity is waking up, they are terrified. And you know what happens with a coward, right? A coward will kill you because they're that afraid of the consequences of their actions. So they rather you die and them die than them pay the price. And that's what we're facing right now. And I don't even know how they believe that. Oh, I'm gonna build me a bunker and a shelter, and we're gonna blow up the world. I'm gonna go in my bunker and my shelter, and then I've said this before. And then your security guards realize that their great grandchildren will never exist, and their whole bloodline has been cut off because you did it, and then they supposed to watch over you. But they got robots. They're using robots to defend themselves. But even that will not stop humanity from coming for you based on what you've done. I don't think anything will stop humanity once they've realized what's been done to them. The hell happened to my matches, man? That's not good. Maybe God said you don't need to smoke no more. Let's put it out. I don't think anything will stop humanity once they realize what's been done to them. I don't think anything. Nothing. I don't think anything at all will stop. Yurna Havari did an interview. He went on somebody's podcast. One of the guys who was like, oh, let me get Yurna Havari on. Let me get a lot of views. And he asked him one question about Donald Trump. He says, I think there's a strong possibility that he would win. And if he would win again, it would be at the end of the global world order. It would be at the end of the global world order because I'm Yurna Havari. What threw me for a loop is a dude that's sitting there. I'm like, you do realize he won't kill you and your family too, right? The dude who decided to interview him. You do realize that he wants to whack you and your family. But you like, I'm going to get Yurna on because I want to be powerful. I'm going to be powerful because I have Yurna on my... Fucking little pussy. And that's the problem. Got a bunch of men who are that. That's what the problem is. All right, I'm over time. When I talk about these people, I tend to get a little pissy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, you're playing with my emotions, Smokey. That's why I need to take a break from doing content on these people, man. I might, this weekend release some stories. I might just bust some stories out just to get a break from covering these people because, well, damn. Because it brings you to a point where you just like, if you're a manly man, you just like, yo, somebody need to do something about these people. Piss you off to the highest point of festivity. I mean, it can't help but piss you off to the highest point of festivity. You know what I'm saying? Really can't help but do it. Look at me, they froze my chat. YouTube don't really care for me. They like, no, don't let him talk to nobody. Free him. I'm gonna keep going because y'all froze me. Now this don't make no damn sense though. This don't make no damn sense. That'll work. So yeah, we got that coming out at 7. Bible study starts in, holy crap, how much time I got? I got an hour. I got a little time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm burning out 15 minutes. I think tonight we're going to be hitting on God's system of judgment. I think we missed one of those points of judgment and Bible study. So we're going to hit on that. That's not lit, right? So we're going to hit on that in Bible study this evening, which ought to be awesome. I think it's amazing that when your reach is so big that you got to be throttled. It's like an honor to be throttled like that. That means how effective your communication is that they have to throttle you. It means it's awesome that you have to be throttled. I want to say this too. Keep an eye out for Donna Brazile, the king and queen maker of the Democratic Party. Keep an eye out for Donna. If you notice, Donna is not on TV right now. I haven't seen Donna on TV in quite a while. By the way, Donna's really cool. If you ever met her, I've had dinner with her before. She's actually very cool, but she's a king and queen maker. When she comes out and starts talking, you know they got some serious problems. When she starts to come out and you see her on the news and she's talking, you know they done pulled out the big gun to try and help them. He went out for her. They already pulled out Jimmy Carville, who looked like Skeletor, by the way. But when they pulled Don out, ooh boy, you know some people in some trouble. You know people are in some deep, deep trouble. And I did the video yesterday, which for whatever reason YouTube didn't want to get that many views. I was showing you where there's politicians that are black politicians that are switching parties, male politicians, and expect that trend to keep going. And you know, really what it boils down to is people want to make it about party. It really ain't about party. I mean, the labels are parties like Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. Well, they're not even liberals. They're authoritarians and conservatives. It really ain't about that. At the end of the day, Brandon, ain't it really about that? It's about who stands for family values, the institute of marriage, the prosperity of generations of families, and the survival of a lifestyle that people have been experiencing here in this nation. Unfortunately, the marketing and branding is, you know, Republican talking points, liberal talking points, or Republican talking points and authoritarian talking points. But if you actually get to the core of what it is, and the core of what was sold to people was shown that no. Forget the party names. What I represent is, do you want your family to be prosperous? Do you want your children to go to college? Do you want your great-grandchildren to not to starve? Do you want to continue to have the lifestyle that you have currently? And the lifestyle that people have now is way less than what people had 4 or 5 years ago. But to maintain your current style of living is what's on the table. You already lost a lot through inflation. To maintain what you currently have is what's at stake. It'll take a while to get back to what you had before, because frankly, there's been a lot of damage done. But just what you currently have is what's on the table. Current rights, current abilities, current freedoms. And remember, a lot of those freedoms have been compromised. You saw what the eventual end-all be-all plan was when we went through that time period where everybody was isolated. That's what is the desire, to be pressed down upon your neck. So the truth of the matter is, man, what do you really want for you and your family? What kind of future do you want? And that's the case that needs to be laid out. I mean, that's the case that needs to be laid out across the board. Here's the image of one future. Here's the image of the other future. You can lay it out financially. You can lay it out spiritually. You can lay it out socioeconomically. You can lay it out across the board in all these different ways and make a comparison. And one is definitely 100% better than the other one. Point blank, period. I mean, period. Man, they really struggling to throttle this. Like, my live button just jumped up and down like this. Like, it Road, it just moved. I've never seen that do that before. Like it just dropped down and dropped back up. That's crazy. Hey, hit the like button. Let me see something, guys. Get the likes up to 227. 227. Please. Tap the screen. I just want to see. Get them up to 200. I want to see something. Touch this to go. By the way, YouTube, I'm not promoting smoking. I'm just having to be smoking because it's my smoke break. Hell, I'm telling y'all to hit the like button. I ain't hit the damn like button. There we go. I just want to see what happens. This is wild. So that's what's really at stake. It truly is what's at stake. And if you lay it out for people, not based on personalities, not based on skin complexion, based on what they can expect to see for their lives, people will make the right choice. That's why all the conversations are always taken into these trivial things: race, gender, sexuality. It's got to go to something trivial, because if you get to the core of the matter, people say, whoa, wait, what? You want to make sure I can't do this? No, I can't rock with that. You won't do this to my kid? Nah, we ain't doing that. But as long as it's on that trivial thing, those trivial issues, then yeah, people could be confused. It's a nice Porsche he just driving. A Porsche. So the key is getting away from the trivial issues, get to the real deal. Yep. I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to get to the point where people see it for what it really is. It may take something blowing up, because certain people, they learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you, it seems to be, and quite frankly, it's pride. Like, nobody wants to admit that they're wrong. Thank you guys for giving me the 222. Nobody really wants to admit that they're wrong. That's a good way of me knowing who's here, because it's not letting y'all talk. Certain people just don't want to admit that they're wrong. They can't admit that they've been fooled or they've been tricked, because intellectually I'm smart and you're not smarter than me, so you can't trick me or confuse me. And so when you're dealing with that type of person, the only thing that really teaches them a lesson is pain. So it's got to be something that happens that they experience pain. Now, you would think that over the past couple of years, people experience enough pain the way they would sit back and look and say, okay, well, I'm not sure what's going on. I need to reevaluate some things. But I think there'll be a little bit more pain necessary. And when that pain hits, in whatever form it takes, then we're going to see. I'm not sure what form it's going to take. I know what form it took in the case of the Olympics. They got their power knocked out by a boom, bang, wow, no power. But it's going to take a little bit of pain. I don't want to see a nation go through pain, but guess what? I trust God. And I know He's going to get it together. So yeah. It may take a little bit more pain, but people going to get there. They're going to get there. They ain't got no choice. Because the alternative is 10,000 times worse. So I'd rather them experience pain now than experience it later on down the road. Because the pain that's coming down the road, you ain't going to be able to walk away from that. Once they get their system clamped in on your neck like this, you ain't walking away from none of that, homie. You ain't walking away from it. You're not walking away from their New World Order system. You're not walking away from the CBDC system. You're not walking away from it. Once you're in the grips and clasps of that, it's a done deal. It's going to be, hey, you said something wrong on the internet, James. You can't eat today. You can't spend your money. We deleted all your money. Oh, you try to use cash? We don't accept cash. Think about how many places right now you go to that don't accept cash. I've seen quite a few. Oh, we don't take cash. Well, you're going to take this cash? Well, sir, we don't take cash. But then you just going to throw that food away? But we don't take cash. So what you're saying is you're going to throw the food away that you prepared. You're going to take the loss, because I'm not paying for it with a card. All I got is cash. I'm a butthead like that, too. I go to places and act that way intentionally. All I got is cash, homie. You don't have a credit? No, I don't. I don't have nothing. You want this $20? You can keep the change. We'll take it. Okay. If everybody walked into a cash register and said they wanted to order something, then said, all I got is cash, guess what? They ain't cashless no more. It all works because people conform to it. That's the only reason why any of this crap works. Because people say, oh, I'm going to do what they say do. No, man, screw you. I'm going to order this food. And if you don't want to take this cash, you're going to throw that food away. You're going to take that loss. And that's what it's going to be. And that's the power you have. But no, people don't want to exercise it. And I'm telling you, when you start exercising that power, when you bold like that, people get their mind right real quick. They get their mind right real quick. You dig? I had a conversation with one of my business partners. Well, he's an old business partner, but I consider him to be a business partner because anything that I do, I would consider him first because he's just phenomenal. And I'll tell you, when you pray about things, it changes situations quick, fast, and in a hurry. He had an issue where people were making allegations against him that weren't true. Prayed. And not only did the allegations go away, in the context of the group of people who were all together talking, he was shown favor above everybody else that was in the group. Sometimes you gotta take things to prayer. You know what I'm saying? And get it done there. All right, I'm at 31 minutes. Now I really gotta go because I really gotta go handle business. I can't be just chopping it up like this. I'm getting to the point where it's getting borderline piking is where I'm at. Borderline being a piker. But as we see, we went to 2:45 and let a few more people in. Thank you guys for doing what needs to be done. And I appreciate you sticking around because you can clearly see with the fact that they're not letting you say anything to me that I got to be saying something right. You know what I'm saying? I got to be saying something right every day for them to keep doing it. I guarantee you, if I was on here talking about twerking or something else that wasn't befitting, then I would have 1,500 people in here. Easily. Easier 1,500 people. That don't matter. I only care about talking to the right people. Peace out.